Let's identify linear function graphs using the coefficient of x and the constant. Problem number 1. The linear function f of x is equal to positive 3/4 x plus 1. Step 1. Determine whether the function graph is increasing or decreasing. To determine whether the function is increasing or decreasing, we need to look at the coefficient of x. And we need to know, is it positive or negative? This is a positive 3/4. So the function graph is increasing because the slope is positive. Let's check our linear graph options. Graph A is increasing, graph B is decreasing, graph C and D are both also increasing. We know that B is definitely not the graph for this linear function because this line is a decreasing line and we know that the graph must be increasing. How did we determine whether the function graph is increasing or decreasing? We determined the function graph is increasing because the coefficient of x was a positive value. Step number 2. Find where the function graph crosses the f of x axis. For this, we used the constant of the linear function, positive 1. So we know that the function graph crosses the f of x axis at the ordered pair 0, positive 1. Let's check the remaining options. Graph A crosses at 0, negative 1. Graph C crosses the f of x axis at 0, positive 1. And graph D crosses the f of x axis at 0, positive 1 also. So now we can eliminate A as an option since this graph crosses the f of x axis at 0, negative 1. Step 3. Describe the slope movement. We now return to the coefficient of x and we use a numerator and denominator to help us determine whether C or D is the correct linear function graph. The function graph's slope movement is up 3 because this is a positive 3. And the denominator is 4, so we will move 4 to the right. Taking a look at what this slope would look like, we will go up 3 and 4 to the right. Well, in graph D, starting from the f of x axis crossing point, if we were to go up 3 and 4 to the right, that would give us a point right here on the graph. And this line does not cross through that point. In option C, if we go up 3 and 4 to the right, we are back on the graph. And if we were to do that one more time, up 3 and 4 to the right, we are once again on the graph. So the slope movement describes how this graph is increasing in this case. It's increasing by going up 3 and 4 to the right. D is not following that same slope movement. Although it's increasing at a different slope movement. So that means that C is a correct graph for our linear function. How did we describe the slope movement? We used the coefficient of x. We use a numerator to tell us it's going exactly 3 up, and the denominator to tell us it's going exactly 4 to the right. And we tried these slope movements on our graph to see which one was following this exact motion. You are now ready to identify the linear function graph for the linear function in problem number 2.